Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Don't do it to impress your mates. Do it to impress yourself. Outrun your shadow. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all.
Welcome everybody. Duff TV Season 2020. We are away and we are excited. Aaron Peachy Roberts here at the TCA ground. Hobart versus Lindisfarne. There the ladies getting warmed up at the moment. I think they were trying to work out which way they were going at the moment. Lindisfarne players are getting to their right-hand side. One of the teams that often features at the back end of September. Hobart, who had a tough week last week. And we're going to have, I think, probably one of the best grounds in southern Tassie, which looks absolutely splendid. Here it is from the drone. This dear old venue sitting on top of the Domain. with a gorgeous heritage listed grandstands. The ladies stand there just down the left-hand side. Interestingly, the comparison on the right-hand side of the screen there is the grandstand to our right here in the commentary position. On that grandstand is a sign which says brittle roof, so contrasting ground here. We're away. We've got Martin Duffy on top. G'day, Martin. How you going?
Yeah, g'day, Pete. Thanks for coming down from Launceston. The girls are away round 2 of SFL women's footy.
It is fantastic to see Hobart losing last week to University. I reckon University are going to be one of the stronger teams for 2020. As Jodie Mather, one of the stars of this team for so many years. Captain Morgan, who will be running around the 2 blue uniform, we've got the ball up away. The Browning on the side there. She might be able to run onto that one. Hands from Cook. Cook again. Just gets the handball away under some pressure. And a quick bit of possession from Holly Alexander. Now, just in the middle of the TCA ground, it's been hacked towards the forward 50. The dangerous Karen Clark, always gifted at getting the ball just laterally to her teammates and bringing them into the play. Olivia Reid goes to ground, as does Charlotte Cooper. And it's going to kick back, nearly marked by Langford for Hobart. And a bruising tackle on Alexander. And now Lindisfarne had their first chance to attack. It's a one-on-one contest, and the ball dribbles forward the forward pocket. It's been a long time coming. It's round 2 of the SFLW. The boys are on next. That's round 1 for them. We had a little delay getting this game. In fact, it was a really short turnaround to get this game started due to an injury and an ambulance having to come. But Duff, you got a good vantage point up there on top of the Hobart change rooms.
Oh, it's a wonderful view here, and like you say, the ground's been improved. Here goes Lindisfarne with a first kick on goal here.
Clark has an opportunity. Luckily, misses her.
Gee, I nearly called you tubes then.
We are, well, as I said on the map episode early in the week, we are tubeless, which we're okay with that for now, but we'll get him back next week. Is that a mark? Not play. Play on for the umpire. Potentially didn't take possession or wasn't far enough. As Lockley again, that's probably her third touch. And a free kick here in defence for Hobart. Yeah, look, we've got a lot of action in a short, compact season in southern Tasmania. Duff TV will be out covering the women's and the men's games. And STJFL, Martin Duffy, you're going to be busy.
Yeah, we're only doing 8 games this weekend in 3 days.
Yeah, that's plenty, isn't it? As smashed into that pack was Jade Lockley.
And Tubes Taylor's gone away on a holiday.
Well, he's allowed to, isn't he? I think he's catching up with his brother. I think he's his nephew, isn't he, turning 5?
He's from up that way, I think, Tubes.
Oh, Tubes is he's a Burnie Penguin boy, isn't he? Oh. It's a good part of the world up there. There's football happening in the Northwest Coast today. The big match between Latrobe and East Devonport, NTFA, Opt-in Comp, TSL. It is all happening finally after a delay of about 3 months for community football. Kick into the middle of the ground. Nearly marked by Crossan. A couple of players just on their knee. They're trying to gather the football as Hayes for Hobart. A lot of people just around this at the moment. The ground's a little elevated here, so we've got quite a low trajectory from the camera angle, and we've got the van set up just in front of the Hobart club rooms. And I reckon that's just popped out, and a forceful handball by Bailey into the hot spot. Looks for Clark, dribbles, goes towards goal. We're away. The Blues have got one. The Lady Blues are on the board. It's Karen Clark.
Genuine goal kicker.
Yeah, it's a couple of reasons why. I've seen her play a little bit. One, she knows where to go to get the ball. That helps. But look at that. It's the nuance of football where you need to know when to accelerate towards someone with the football. So it's where to go when you haven't got the ball, and she knew exactly what to do. And a lot of these girls are, some of them have come through the junior ranks, and some are new to football even this year. So understanding the oval football and the oval ground as well, Martin Duffy, which is much different to many other invasion games which are played on a rectangular ground.
What I noticed, though, in the round 1 SFL was just the improvement in some of the girls and just their awareness. That they're really, really adapting really well to the new game. As you said, it's new for a lot of them, but it's getting better and better year by year.
Well, they're going forward now. Hobart with an opportunity, but it's going to be cut off here by the Lindisfarne defender.
Just those little moments, the little football moments. What am I going to do right in the hot seat? And it's becoming really entertaining to watch.
Well, in the hot seat there was Langford for Hobart. It just went through her hands. Busy early has been the captain of Lindisfarne. She's had a few touches. As onto the ground is Cooper for Hobart. Centre half forward now. Lindisfarne into attack again. Could be a long day here for Hobart unless they can repel. The hands of Burridge. Just knocks it into space. Coluccio gets a little bit of time. Settles. Misses to the left. Could have been another goal. So Hobart have gone forward on one occasion. They look good out of the middle, and that's probably where their strength lies. But the forward line at the moment for Lindisfarne, with Karen Clark leading up there, looks very dangerous. Now the kick in. It could be chopped off here by Lockley. Lockley runs, steadies, hits the woodwork. Oh, ever so unlucky. She's had 5 kicks, luckily, I reckon. She is, at the moment, the most influential player out there.
Is it woodwork, or are they actually made of metal?
I think they're plastic, aren't they?
Plastic?
Yeah, plastic.
Just correction
they're
on
quite,
you there.
well, I think it's the old style. We don't need to go into the tin tacks of it. There's the ball smothered off the boot of Stoy. Now the kick off the ground. Langford, the captain at Hobart. One-on-one contest, that's a mark. And does what you need to do when you take a mark. Hold the ball above your head just to let the crowd and the umpire know. And it's lady we mentioned earlier, Jodie Mather. She will have a shot directly in front.
Experienced footballer.
And she knew the signal too when you take that mark.
Yeah.
Just tell the crowd I've taken a good mark, a good contested mark. Jodie Mather directly in front. The kick is wobbly.
Oh.
And the plastic some sort of conglomerate of plastic has got whacked again on the right-hand side and behind.
Do you think Jodie should take herself off for missing that one?
Jodie should stay on the ground because she's one of the stars for Lindisfarne.
I'll tell you the truth, though. I actually played up here in under-17s for Clarence, missed from the exact same spot. So, Jodie, we all do it.
And to see here in the replay how good this mark was from Jodie.
Yeah.
She's actually come from the side. Often that's probably the hardest mark to take because you don't always have an understanding of who's around you. And that was a splendid mark. Throw in here, left forward pocket, ruck contest. The ball goes forward again. Oh, no. Jodie had a chance again to take a chest mark. She had a bit of pressure, though, from Sonia Burridge and a minor score.
Yeah, Burridge is going to have her work cut out there, but she's obviously...
She's an experienced player, Burridge. I expect that she needs a play on. There we go. She's away. High, just past the ladies' stand. On the riverside of the TCA ground. Fish into the pocket. Out of bounds in front of Mather. That pocket seems to get a lot of the football, doesn't it, Duff? Even though the ground's flat, the ball still seems to get drifted on to that side, the river side of the ground.
Yeah, it's not a long ground, but they're very deep pockets, which I don't mind. I quite like it with footy.
Like your pocket stuff, they're very deep as well, aren't they?
Yeah, right.
No, you're a very generous man. It's hacked out. Now there's a shot from around 25, misses again. So some challenges here for Hobart. I'm trying to see. We're in the van. We're just above ground level. We've got Kobe Phillips is heading the way of me at the moment, the senior player for Hobart, former Richmond star. There's a bunch of other Tigers in front of us. I'm just trying to see the ground out of our van here to see what the structure is, and it's just not working at the moment as Mandy Fish, another really experienced player, will ruck for most of the day. Into the hot spots. Bailey takes the mark.
Gee, they've got some good movers, haven't they? Lindisfarne.
Well, it's just, understanding how to work their way out of defence at the moment is Hobart's problem. As Fish, she's always a good kick for goal. And she is on that occasion. So 2 on the board for the Lady Blues. And they're away here in round 2. Let's see that. We might get it. We've got also Martin Duffy, as always, doing all the work with the cameras. Got a few new cameras. Also got Jerry on the pots and pans. The #1 button presser in Tasmanian sport.
Can we get a photo up of that guy?
We will. No, he's like Mr. Wilson. As there's a replay of Fish. Such a lovely and elegant kicking style. Kicks a second for Lindisfarne. And we're back in the middle again.
Breeze just coming towards us here across
Is there
the
a
ground.
bit? Yeah, I walked around the ground earlier. I didn't feel the breeze, but there's a little breeze now at the moment, Duff.
Yeah, it's not too advantage
Just
for
wafting
anybody.
through your very brand new pandemic moustache, which I heard from someone recently said they were quite surprised. They were quite surprised when they saw you on the map the other night. And in fact, I said that was Fish with the last goal. It was actually Georgie Bailey. I apologise.
How did I go on my debut on the internet TV?
Yeah, you were smart, mate. You obviously looked good, didn't you? There's Emma Warren. She got a free kick here. We're just going to see on the replay. I thought she was shoved in the bus. She was taken high. So an opportunity now for Hobart to press forward.
I was being very careful not to take the limelight away from you and Tubes.
Yeah, it's hard to work around Tubes' ego, isn't it? Half back here for Lindisfarne. That's a joke, Tubes. I'm only joking.
Oh, nice footy here.
There's a goal kicker that we had before, Bailey. Classic drop kick.
Great use of the footy.
Bailey to Mather. We're going to see a bit of that today. She has enough time to steady. Ball's kicked into the pocket. Dangerous here. Hadjic gets a goal. So a couple here. And I hope I pronounce her name correctly. Jasmine Hadjic dobs one in the left forward pocket. And Lindisfarne are blowing this game apart. And Hobart just struggling to find a way out of the middle of the ground.
Yeah, it's just about running, trying to learn how to run to the right positions, isn't it? And not being caught out for the Hobart girls.
Yeah, I mean, you can...
You know, probably a lot of new girls that are still learning the game, and it takes years.
Absolutely. If you pan back and probably look at that one, there's possibly 2 or 3 Hobart players that weren't sure what to do defensively then once the ball was turned over, where to go to run. Once again, the ground is an odd shape, and these girls, if they have come from another sport, a rectangular invasion game such as netball or even the world game of soccer, it's certainly different, and you can get lost really easily. I know that most of my junior career, I had no idea what I was doing, even though I could play the game. It's really hard to play on this oval ground. Lindisfarne again. Now, there's no disposal there. The umpire will give a free kick here to Hobart.
Umpires have been spot on so far.
Great to see the umpires back. They weren't trained. They haven't had much chance to train the umpires either. So credit to all the umpires. Sammy Bridges at AFL Taz, who I work alongside with, he has done a brilliant job to ensure that all the associations are ready and prepared, because they didn't have a lot of time to get their season and their members ready, because many of them also went into lockdown. Good tackle laid there by Emma Warren by Hobart. Now it's Mandy Fish. She gets a handball away, so that's useful. A rucker goes down below her knees and then handballs out to one of the runners. Bailey chasing down that first. Tap off the ground. Boyle has her hands on the football and will have a set shot here. 20 metres out. It's gone high towards the pocket. And it's missed everything out of bounds on the full.
You were being kind there. 29 was spectating.
Well, we don't know the narrative of these players' career in football. Some of these are probably playing their first game.
Exactly, and we're not trying to criticise. We're trying to just point things out.
I'm no doubt they'll probably watch this game back and get some learnings from the game, but I imagine every time they play the game, they're learning as it is. That's a great grab. Hands of Langford. Hobart's best at the moment, deep in defence. Gets it out to the far wing in front of that lovely new scoreboard. But they're just chopping it off. They're playing in front at the moment, Lindisfarne. It's making very hard as Mather, tap, clever, nearly worked. Lockley again. And it should be held up. No, it's not held up. Haddock again. She tries. Then she pokes it off with the front of a toe into the forward 50 now. Another shot towards goal. And tell you what, that umpire's had to run a lot to her right today to signal behind, because there's been 6 behinds to that left-hand side of the goal.
7. Should be getting sore arms.
Yep. There's a lot of interest in footy at the moment. Sold out games in State League where the crowd is of 500. As I walk through the gate, Josh Munting from the Hobart Football Club had his little clicker going, clicking people in and out.
He's a stats man, isn't he?
Yeah, 360 was a number. And this is a number before the women's game even started. They had 360, only had 20 on the gate that had yet to arrive. So even in Southern Football League, it's going to be hard to manage those 500 crowd expectations. Handball out by Lockley. A lot of players, and somehow out of all of that, amongst that mass of ladies trying to get the football, there was a kick played, and there's now a free kick as well.
So this is where for Hobart, when the ball's in dispute, they just need to get numbers to
Well, they've got no one to kick to at the moment, so the only really option, the other thing is they're not probably that gutsy to go up the middle of the ground, but that's worked. Is that a mark for Crossett? No, just dropped out of her fingers. Now it's in the forward 50. I reckon the sun might have gotten in the way there. It is a bit of a problem sometimes here at the TCA ground. Fish keeps in front of herself, just held, now on her knees, handballs out, kick to the hot spot, over the back Lockley, couldn't quite mark it, still a chance, it should be a goal, she's not going to miss that, Mather. That one was much easier than the set shot. And another goal here to the Lady Blues. They're away.
Now, do you reckon as this game goes on, and Jodie's kicked 6, she might sort of put herself down the other end of the ground, you know, like they do in junior footy?
Michael,
was she going to go for some sort of record today?
What, Plucker never stopped kicking goals, did he?
You know.
We've got some sponsors here up on our screen, so thanks to all the sponsors that have been involved in the Southern Football League. We need you to continue, because without the sponsors, in fact, they're Hobart football sponsors. Jerry's the pots and pans and sponsor man just pointing me to the screen to keep me up to speed. So thanks to all those sponsors of the Hobart Football Club. And that noise indicates first quarter done here. And a commanding lead here to Lindisfarne. Only 2 entries for Hobart and a large metric to the right-hand side of the screen. It was built early from players such as Mandy Fish, Karen Clark with the first goal. Some class from Jodie Mather as well. But I really like the game in the middle of the ground of Georgie Bailey. She's probably the best on the ground at the moment. Certainly plenty of tries. So goal kickers at the moment, Clark, Mather, Bailey and Haddock all have kicked a goal for Lindisfarne. They're 4 goals, 7:31 here. Hobart, just with a couple of entries, they've got a bit of work to do. But they still got smiles on their faces and are engaging very, very much in this game. We're going to have a break here on Dove TV and be back to you in a few moments' time.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but Bisley Workwear, we've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Don't do it to impress your mates. Do it to impress yourself. Outrun your shadow. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Drive to the edge of the map. And then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but Bisley Workwear, we've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Don't do it to impress your mates. Do it to impress yourself. Outrun your shadow. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. drive to the edge of the map, and then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling?
Welcome back.
Yeah, Duff, thanks, mate. You ready? Ready to go again?
Yeah.
We can do another quarter of this, can't we? It was a fantastic start here.
We just love it.
How about going to the writer's screen here at the TCA ground? Action in the Southern Football League W. And once again, Mandy Fish out of the middle. She's got a clearing kick, luckily.
Oh,
In fact, that's Reed. Tries to find the hands of Bailey. Bailey steadies. Bailey for the pockets. Bailey to the right, behind to her. So busy times here for football club stuff with all the new COVID protocols.
yeah.
My
How are they all going, do you think?
Well, look, generally pretty good because all the people at the booths are now sitting. So that's one of the things that's really positive. It's been a real challenge for football clubs. So well done all to the football clubs. This Sword gets the ball out of our hands and out of bounds. Yeah, it's been a really challenging, not just the numbers, it's been challenging for volunteers and also, you know, coaches and all the rules around access to change rooms and not being able to go on the ground and have a kick of the ball. But maybe in a couple of weeks things will change. Obviously the announcement yesterday didn't increase the numbers at community football, but the AFL does return in about 5 to 6 weeks, depending on where one of those senior teams come from. If we do get a senior AFL side here, the government may be inclined to just relax potentially some of those numbers, but we've certainly got to abide by the health rules at the moment.
Well, if we get another outbreak.
Yeah, well, we don't. No one wants that. There's an Orquay. Kicks up high!
Oh.
And a big fly from Bailey. She comes down hard, lands firmly on her back, and is she been given away a free kick?
Is she okay?
Oh, that was unreal. We'll have to see that on the Mood Food replay. And it was a decent lift into the stratosphere. Everyone's talking about Elijah Reid and for Kingborough on the weekend, taking that specky at the Twin Ovals. And that could have been one up there as well from Bailey. Kick into the pocket. Mather, did it get a hand over her right shoulder? Doesn't matter. In fact, it's not her. It's Bailey again. Turns it around. Now she's looking for Mather. On the bottom. Turns. Right foot. Sausage roll. She's got 2.
Knows where the goals are.
Well, she was right next to them, so yeah, she should.
I know Jodie quite well, so I like to stir her up, and she knows that. So she's got 3.
Just see this bounce here. Just the knowledge. And unfortunately, Charlotte Cooper was actually ball watching, which strangely you'd think that's the right thing to do. You've actually got to understand where your player is to have some body contact and also be aware where the ball is. So that's just a little thing I'm sure she'll learn. Got to know where the ball and the player is. You probably got to know when you're playing in defence where the player is first and the ball is second. So in the run contest. Strong punch out. Geez, just ball evades Morgan Sward. And an umpire said holding the football.
So you're saying it's a technically harder game to learn and execute than netball?
No, I'd never compare it to another sport. It's just different.
Oh,
and it's
come on, Peachy.
No. The reason saying Duff is that obviously the basic skills of netball to catch a round ball is much easier than catching an oval ball, and you don't have to kick it, you don't have to throw it. But
you just answered my statement.
However, it's more the fact that people are more used to playing on rectangular grounds, and there's a rectangular opportunity there for Jodie Mather. Went around 1, got around 2. Ball pops out. Woolley for Hobart in the pocket. Might be out of bounds here. In fact, it's going to be a ball up.
I love baiting you.
Yeah, but you know that I've got a political response. And I'll never, if when my political campaign gets running, Duff, you're going to be nowhere near it.
Can't you say this? Can't you say that?
Well, I know we both got back on the tubes for Hobart City Council a couple of years ago, didn't we? The Duff crew. We were a part of his entourage, weren't we?
Is he running again?
Look, he whispers. I think it was more like a Kanye West run, to be honest, for Tubes Taylor. Just going at the last minute, just to stir the pot and just build up his presence. And tell you what, the presence at the moment of Georgie Bailey is absolutely incredible. She's dominating this football game.
She is the Jonathan Brown of this competition. She is.
Well, you know what she is?
A centre-half
She's
forward.
the Georgie Bailey of this competition, I think, more than anything. As now that ball is chopped off and Hobart have it. But certainly she's having a presence felt at the moment. Can Hobart work their way through the middle of this ground? As you mentioned, it's not a long ground, but there is a fair waft of pocket. There's fish out the side. Tackle laid on Yasmin DeWitt, and we're going to have a ball up here. See, sometimes a player, it's just the starting positions here for... And look at that. Oh, Mandy Fish cheated, and she didn't even go for the ruck contest, and the opposition player tapped into her hands. Chance now for Reid. Just missed her foot. Hacked out by Clark. Mather, her hands were there but couldn't get it. Cooper for Hobart. Tackle late on Mather. She still gets a boot for it. Now it's an opportunity for Clark. She dobbed another. Ever elusive and ever clever and ever cunning. Karen Clark has her second.
We've got an injury back here too.
Well, she's doing a mountain of work at the moment. Maybe just got whacked across the knee. Hand goes up to indicate I need to come off the ground. That's a shame because she's having a ripper at the moment. She's doing everything. We'll just see on the Move Food replay. So there's the initial touch from Clark. And there's a little slide tackle, which is interesting. And then just twisted her knee in the tackle, I think. That's really unfortunate. And we've got a couple of changes. So coming on is Brooke Johns for Hobart. Ruck contest again. Barging way through is Roxanne Tyler. She might get it back again here. Doesn't. But you know who does, though? Karen Clark does. She was playing in front. And she's going to have another set shot. Just a great bit of work out of the middle of the grounds where they're dominating probably more than anything, even though their forwards are getting lots of opportunities. Looks a little wobbly.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's, in fact, not wobbly at all. It's a goal. She's got 2 in a minute. And a dark day here at the moment for Hobart. Let's see if they can turn it around. Karen Clark with 3. We'll see on the Mood Food replay her front position. And we'll see her kicking style again. You know what was good about that, Duff? She ran in a straight line. Too many of the blokes want to curve it and play party tricks as they're running in. Run in straight lines. She showed it how to do it. Great technique.
Yeah,
and her third.
Footy smarts, it's called.
Keep things simple, Duff, isn't it? Just like the Duff TV network here. We've got a relatively new van, and this is the first van I've had a heater, and I'm about to take a layer off here, G. We might have to do something about the... Is there any thermostat on this heater? It's a pretty hot football out there at the moment. Trying to win the football is the captain for Lindisfarne.
Hot on the whistle there.
Sawwood was running through the middle. She's probably had 3 or 4 balls out of that middle and set the ball up, but on that occasion, free kick. Kick out to half forward. Lindisfarne with a couple of numbers further afield. Norquay goes to her knees, gets tackled. A really good tackle by Lowe. Coming out from a long way from the forward line is Karen Clark. And as is the case, Duff, whenever we film here...
rest here, Clark.
Yeah, well, whenever we film here at the TCA ground...
Yeah.
We always get that new interchange gets in the way of your camera.
Yes.
We need you another metre up, don't we?
They didn't consult with Duff TV.
Strangely enough. There's many years I used to watch football at Devonport, and when they film it, wherever they filmed it, there was a pole, a post in the way at the Matthews stand there at the Devonport Oval, which I always found annoying as a spectator, and was more annoying when you're watching the football being coverage, but you'll do your best, I know, to find a spot to film anywhere, anyhow, and that is Duff TV this year. TJFL on a Sunday and Friday nights. Friday night footy's back, Duff.
Oh, just love it. Just after work, everybody gets down there and gets into it. It's great. Get the weekend off. Why not?
Clark, maybe holding the football. Yes. Great tackle.
If you like Tubes Taylor, just take the whole weekend off.
Oh, come on, settle down. Harjuck now. And a free kick here to Langford.
Councillor Tubes Taylor. It's got a ring to it, hasn't it? Here goes the Tigers.
He's not independent, though, is he? As John's take the mark for Hobart on centre wing. She's looking for someone. There's a lead on here in the middle, so she's got 2 options in the middle, and that's where she's gone. It's not a bad kick. It just popped over the top of Tyler. Hobart with the right, actually had a couple of numbers in the back of that pack. Mandy Fish couldn't reach down with those long arms to pick that ball up. There's no one really forward here. They just keep moving this ball forward, Hobart. They do have a chance to get a score because there's a player at the back as that tackle's laid by Hayes. Yeah. And we've got to hold up. So they need to set up here some communication. So one of their forwards is giving some space there. That's McSherry. So they've actually set up pretty well here, Hobart.
If I was one of the backs, I would have come down to that position right there. Just taken a punt for it to come out, which it did.
Big clash in the middle. Tyler, she's down. Gets back up. She looks pretty tough. Just pulls the socks back up, and we've got a free kick. And it's in the hands of Scott.
And nobody on the mark here for Hobart.
Well, she is. She's just 5 or 6 metres behind where she probably was told by the umpire. Drop mark. Just on the edge of that one. Kick rushed into the forward 50. Running out to meet it first is Barker. Barker again gets there first. Both girls go to ground. And we'll have a neutralised ball here as the umpire comes in and we'll throw it up. Sunny conditions.
Beautiful.
It is ideal for football.
Ground's looking great.
Yeah, we are loving the fact that we're over halfway through winter. The season will definitely go a little later as Norquay over the top of her hands.
Here we go, the Tigers.
So Tigers with an opportunity. Just needs to fall to someone here. Just going past was Hayes for Hobart. Trying to knock that forward. Johnson goes to ground. Sword again. And I think we're going to have a free kick here. We're just trying to get a lot of movement from the umpire. He's about to land a jumbo jet. There we go. No, he did have sort of his really good communication, actually, without being too flippant. He was actually trying to give information to where the person on the mark needed to be. Now, finding some space. Sword again. Drives into the forward 50. There's a good kick. Into the space, just in front of a teammate. And Hajek has the football. She's kicked 1 goal already. Close to her journey, I reckon. And we're right behind this one here on Duff TV. Look at that kick. There's no way that Kate Barker can defend that. Just to the hot spot. A very, very warm spot. Reed. And it's rushed through from behind.
Gee, that was a nice kick on goal there. She didn't actually go for goal. I think she was probably after Jody. Just popped it up and gave Lindisfarne a real chance at the mark, but great defending by the Tigers.
Yeah, good job all around, wasn't it? Good football? Duff, is that what you call it?
That's right.
Good football all around.
And that's the awareness that I've been talking about that's coming into the game at this level. Just the girls are always sort of thinking outside the square now. They're not just trying to, get the ball on the boot and get it forward. They're actually trying to come up with some, what would you say, methodology?
Yeah, they've got a plan.
Is that the word?
Yeah, they've got a methodology. They've got a plan. They've probably got a little bit of structure too, Lindisfarne. Hobart, on the other hand, a lot more inexperienced team. Don't have as many leaders on the ground. I'm not being disparative to Hobart Football Club. They're just in a different spot in their transition. They don't seem to know where to go to get the ball at times and how to help and protect their players. Lindisfarne, on the other hand, are very much communicating on the ground. They've got some leaders throughout. It really helps. You've got people who are experienced former state league players. Hajak now with that lovely drop punt. She's gone to the right. And a lot of behinds being kicked. And if it hadn't been that case, we would have been well towards 100 at the moment. And we were on the map on Thursday night. Was it Wednesday or Thursday night? Thursday night, Duff. We saw the score, I should say, the ladder for the SFLW after round 1. And there were some considerable percentages, if you can call them that. They were huge. Hajak again. Couldn't pick it up. Lockerly keeps it going forward. I don't think that was the right distance for a legitimate kick. Bailey, she tries to get an opportunity. It's Mike going to hit this post. Look at that goal. The boundary umpire there just dancing around.
And the goal umpire.
Don't
you love the umps, eh?
We love the authoritarian in the movement of the umpires as they
this young
help
bloke.
us. Yeah, he's a good umpire, this young lad.
Yep, young bloke on the boundary.
Tap out again. Just in the right spot, just at the back there, Bailey. So she's been able to read most of those throw-ins from the umpires from the boundary. Hack kick, might not be for very long. Running onto that is Johnson. Johnson has a flying shot. It's flying to the left, out of bounds.
Handy money too for these young kids, This young fella here, he's probably on his $60 for his game here today.
Well, I'd like to say thanks to all the umpires around the state for actually reducing their fees for season.
Right.
Around about 30%. Some of the umpires are being paid less for a lot of the competitions. As Fish trying to kick that one off the ground. trying to direct that one to turn. That might be a hold here. What's he called? No, it's a hold in the football. Not a bad call from the umpire. So a free kick here to Hobart deep in defence. Good crowd numbers to our right in that rustic grandstand, which hopefully one day gets, no offence to that, it's got some history, built in the 60s, but when there's a sign on a grandstand which says brittle roof, and got to admit, underneath the grandstand isn't that flash, there's not a lot of daylight. You wouldn't better grow any pop plants down there. You've got to say, the only great thing about that grandstand, it's generally in the sun all day, so you've got to put your hand up to squint at the football. But hopefully that might get renovated at some stage.
There's big plans.
There's always big plans. Hopefully some infrastructure coming towards, because the ground's probably halfway there. It's a kick on goal. Tight in the pocket. Off hands. That's still in play. That has not gone through for a behind. So Hobart have got a chance here to run this out. It's kicked towards the middle of the ground. It was a dangerous spot. I reckon she was trying to bring that ball back to down towards half forward. Norquay down to the square, and Olivia Reid takes it on her chest. Interestingly, Olivia, she is a very good kick on goal. And that's a confident kick. And have I put the mockers on her? I have. Oh, no. Sorry, Olivia. Oh, it doesn't matter, though. It's been marked by Bailey, and Bailey kicks the most laconic goal and easiest you will ever kick in your career.
She is a gun. Absolute superstar in this competition, Bailey. Makes it look really easy.
Certainly a standout, and there are the two Blues. They were very happy with their first 30 minutes of football here, and they've got the advantage on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, 58 to Zich. 8-10-58 Lindisfarne. Hobart had a few opportunities, but not a lot of great ones. We see the Moot Food replay for the goal from Georgie Bailey. She's dominated. Also goals to Karen Clark, who kicked a couple in a minute. Jodie Mather's got multiple goals. Harjucks look dangerous as well. They've got a metric of numbers, lots of numbers up forward that can kick goal for Lindisfarne. And through the middle of the ground, they've got runners as well. Norquay was good in that quarter off half-back. Olivia Reid came into the game, and every time she got the ball, she looked to be able to get into some space. Georgie Bailey, best on ground at the moment. She's dominating in the air. She nearly took Mark of the Year in round 2. Unfortunately, she gave away a free kick in the process. And Lockley also was pretty prominent. Hobart, on the other hand, no goal kickers yet, but they've certainly had a few players that have tried hard at the moment. I thought Roxanne Tyler started to run into the middle of the game. Emma Warren in that first quarter was pretty good. Fiona Langford, their captain, has had an outstanding game so far. There's just the one injury at the moment, and their ruckman Renee, she's just off to our left at the moment, getting a bit of work done, I think, to her knee at the moment. She'll be helping out because she's a player that will give some information. The ladies won't go off the ground, but we're going to have a break here on Dove TV. Lindisfarne with the lead here at half-time in the SFLW. Don't go away, be back soon. Could be chopped off here by Lockley. Lockley runs, steadies, hits the woodwork. Oh, ever so unlucky. She's had 5 kicks, luckily, I reckon. She is, at the moment, the most influential player out there.
Is it
off the boot of Stoy? Now the kick off the ground. Langford, the captain at Hobart. One-on-one contest, that's a mark. And does what you need to do when you take a mark. Hold the ball above your head just to let the crowd and the umpire know. And it's lady we mentioned earlier, Jodie Mather. She will have a shot directly in front.
Experienced footballer.
And she knew the signal too when you take that mark.
Yeah.
Just tell the crowd I've taken a good mark, a good contested mark. Jodie Mather directly in front. The kick is wobbly.
Oh.
Classic drop kick.
Great use of the footy.
Bailey to Mather. We're going to see a bit of that today. She has enough time to steady. Ball's kicked into the pocket. Dangerous here. Hadjic gets a goal. So a couple here. And I hope I pronounce her name correctly. Jasmine Hadjic. There, it is a bit of a problem sometimes here at the TCA ground. Fish keeps in front of herself. Just held, now on her knees. Handballs out. Kick to the hot spot. Over the back, luckily. Couldn't quite mark it. Still a chance. It should be a goal. She's not going to miss that, Mather. That one was much easier than the set shot.
Well, if we get another outbreak.
Yeah, well, we don't. No one wants that. There's Norquay. Kicks up high!
Oh.
And a big fly from Bailey. She comes down hard, lands firmly on her back, and has she been given away a free kick?
She okay.
There's been one up there as well from Bailey. Kick into the pocket. Mather, did it get a hand over her right shoulder? Doesn't matter. In fact, it's not her. It's Bailey again. Turns it around. Now she's looking for Mather. On the bottom, turns, right foot, sausage roll. She's got 2. Have another set shot. Just a great bit of work out of the middle of the grounds where they're dominating probably more than anything, even though their forwards are getting lots of opportunities. Looks a little wobbly.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's, in fact, not wobbly at all. It's a goal. It's got 2 in a minute. And a dark day here at the moment for Hobart. That's a confident kick. And have I put the mockers on it? I have. Oh, no. Sorry, Olivia. Oh, it doesn't matter, though. It's been marked by Bailey, and Bailey kicks the most laconic goal and easiest you will ever kick in your career.
She is a gun. Absolute superstar in this competition, Bailey. Makes it look really easy.
Certainly a standout.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Don't do it to impress your mates. Do it to impress yourself. Outrun your shadow. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Drive to the edge of the map. And then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Hot down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Don't do it to impress your mates. Do it to impress yourself.
We are back. Second half action here in the SFLW. Hobart with some work to do. Lindisfarne very much on top. And Renee Chappelle's just injured. I think she's still off the ground. We'll just get a look. She was in defence for Hobart and got a whack and a twist to the knee. So hopefully she's okay. In fact, she might be back down on the ground again, strapped up. So an important contributor. It's a big scoreboard at the moment. 8-10, 58 Lindisfarne. Hobart yet to get the electronic scoreboard, sponsored here on Duff TV by JMC. Thanks to JMC Mood Food and all the sponsors. EIS and ID Clothing, the sponsors for the Southern Football League. And thanks to all the volunteers here. I've seen a few wandering around that are making sure that everything's going okay. And well done to Hobart Football Club. Everyone's sitting and having a drink. Most people are social distancing in the grandstand. And the ground is looking a picture, and Martin Duffy now is panning this beautiful TCA ground with all the history of cricket and football over the journey.
And greyhounds.
Oh, the greyhound track, yeah. They haven't actually moved it either, have they? It's still the little incline is there. So, action again. Dominating with her right fist on so many occasions was Mandy Fish in the first half. And imagine that will continue. Johnson for Lindisfarne. Now Cook, and the quick kick out of that congested area. There's that little hold. It should be a free kick, a really easy one for the umpire. And Barker, probably in the top couple of Hobart players at the moment. And Russell Upchurch, the president of Hobart Football Club, did mention there's around about 9 first game players last week and some new first gamers this week. So
that's significant, isn't it?
I mean, I couldn't imagine playing my first game of sport at senior level. And it's quite an effort at the moment, as we're down into the left forward pocket, and one of the better players so far, Emma Warren for Hobart. She probably just needs a few friends to help her out. So we've got a throw up here. Hobart are in attack. They're going to the left-hand side of the screen. Lovely sunny conditions, around about 13 degrees. You're on Duff TV, Aaron Peachy Roberts. Ruck contest. Brianna Ashland, goes late tackle. Chappelle's knocks it out. She got her hands on it. Sword, she nearly got it. A lot of players are just reaching down and trying to get it. Not a lot of tackles laid. We often see a lot of congested and tackled style of football at the moment, and it's probably just the nature. It's been quite free-flowing throughout the game so far. Maybe a reluctancy for some of the Hobart players to tackle some of these very experienced Lindisfarne players. Fish tries to take it out of the ruck. It's knocked out to the flank. Players on their knees as Langford with the hand passed out. Now some run from Lockley. She's done that throughout the day so far. Into the forward 50. Mather takes it down towards her knees. She's probably on the edge here. I think she's looking for a pass.
Oh, she won't pass it. She'll go straight for the goal.
No, she's chipping this one up into the pocket. It's not bad. It wasn't a bad option either. She had the lead on into that forward pocket, but it's gone through from behind. And you're probably right, Duff. She had to load it up. She wouldn't have had any trouble at getting that one through the big sticks. So kick comes out. Unfortunately, the best spot. You've just got to avoid Mandy Fish, I would have thought at the moment. Kick wherever she's not is probably the strategy for the Hobart defenders. And she loads up into the forward 50. Oh, nice. No one's at the back of the pack. It's going to roll through for a goal. How casual, how brilliant. Mandy Fish has another and just wanders back to the middle of the ground. She's covering some kilometres, and that ball covered some kilometres after it left her right foot. We're going to see on the Mood Food replay from 40 metres out, boom. No one was at the back of the pack.
Yep.
And that was a mistake. Burridge was there. Burridge probably needed to be in defence. That's probably where she's been for most of the day, standing on that white line. Defending it like a goalie. She wasn't there, and it was a goal.
Yeah, she gets around the ground, covers a lot of... We've just got the tracker on her here. She's already up to 4.8 kilometres.
We're directly gone into her tracker system. Well, not a handball out there. Probably lucky there, Langford. Didn't think the fist was on it. She goes back again. Hobart have been all right at this situation. Sort of that contested area. They've been able to compete. It's just that skill level and having someone to handball who's facing the goals or facing the direction they're going, which is super simple. And at the moment, they're probably sometimes standing maybe on an angle or got their hips in the wrong spots and not ready to receive the ball and then release it off. So Certainly some tactical and awareness and just a little bit of skill. But they're competing, and that's important, and they'll improve. Karen Clark, she's been hot from the get-go. Kicks into the forward line. Some defensive work needed to be done here by Hobart. Misses it. Jodie Mather now goes to her knees, and she's just tapped it over the boundary line very sneakily. Jodie's got a smile on her face, and she knew that was okay, though, as Sonia Burridge has had her work cut out at the moment in that very last line of defence. You might be in the action again.
You'd be a tough umpire to pay that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would be. Barker in the ruck. It's picked up. Snap on goal. To the left again. Minor score. Doing everything. Yeah, look, and I'm not sure, I'm not out there, but I just feel like Jodie can probably play an extra tempo. And at the moment, I like the way Lindisfarne could be going a little harder with their tackling, and they're just aware of some of the newer players here. And there was a bit of a climb, trying to climb up there, the Hobart player. Don't actually have her number 21. And we're going to have a free kick here and lauded it. I should say, Lindisfarne will launch again. So Bailey with it. It's a good kick. There's two Lindisfarne players there. That's a juggling grab and brought down by Bailey. She had her own teammate to compete with. She still needed to take it. It was a really difficult kick. We'll see here in the Mood Food replay. It's swirling and whirling. She had two defenders to beat, but one of them was the gifted Kate Barker, was putting some pressure on her, and let's see if she can finish it off. It's coming back in the breeze. It's a terrific result, and one she deserved, and she's banged through another.
Oh, gee, I tell you what. Just about the best player on the ground.
Well, she's got the dreadlocks. She's looking the part. She's got a smile on her face. She's certainly enjoying herself at the moment. And I tell you, the JMC scoreboard's enjoying itself at the bottom half. And there's the replay there, the Mood Food replay. Nice work for the umpire. 10-12-72, Lindisfarne. Hobart with the donut so far. So commanding here for the Lady Blues from across the river. A lot of new players for Hobart who have mentioned several occasions, so it needs to be just put into it. Clark. Scott. Is that a hold? I think it might be. No, it's called a throw, so I reckon that's a little unlucky. But Ennis now with it. Ennis may look for a pass. Where's the lead? There's one from Mather. Now it goes into her direction. It's nearly into the hands of Reid. Off the ground. It's dribbling towards goal. And that is a beauty. That's clever from Karen Clark.
Oh, the celebration.
One hand went into the air. Hugs all around from her. Maybe just the fist pump is all we need. High fives and congratulations. And we'll get this one on the replay. As it came in for Mather, just see, look at here. Over the back was Clark. She only just got a foot to it. There it is, just got onto the top of the boot. The left arm went in the air. Yes, I've got another sausage roll. And she's dominating, as are the other forwards here for Lindisfarne. Out of the middle again, Lindisfarne. Can they just halt that for a few moments? Alexander for Hobart. Goes again. That's clever. Just taps it out into a space. One of her teammates. Is that high? No. The umpire probably on the wrong side. Just trying to barge her way through. Now gets the kick away. Tyler. She might get another chance. Just some strength then. And a bounce. Norquay decides to handle unselfish. Nearly spinning out was Bailey. And it's going to be held up for a few moments. So probably the nicest passage to play so far, and there's been plenty. And it results in a ball up as, look out, Georgie Bailey. Will she try and grab this one out of the ruck? No, just the right fist. Thumps into the bag of wind. Whitford. And another free kick given away. And will Bailey have a set shot here? The tattooed left leg. And looks like the tats are going on the right one soon. The script for her is goals and possessions galore. Oh, and you can hear a squeal. That's because she's bombed it from 40. She's doing the blot and lot at the moment, as Peter Cunda would say if he was a sports commentator. And it's blooming marvellous here at the TCA ground.
What a player.
Well, that's gone 50 metres, that kick. And I'm running out of space here. It's the George Bailey show she's got the picket fence going for goals in my scorecard on the beautiful TCA ground with a lovely picket fence, which ironically is not made out of wood anymore. And that's because they don't want people burning it down. I think it's also recycled. I know Jero will have the information on exactly who that product is and what it's made out of. Into the pocket again. Can they defend here? They'll need to defend. That's good. Just get the ball towards the boundary. Work to be done here by Hobart in defence. Kick hasn't gone too far. Reed. And Tyler. Hands over the boundary line. It's the bench for Hobart. Look at the smiles. And we've got the next generation of Hobart player there as well. Just in the pram, and another one down the front. That's the nuance of women's football. The kids are coming, really important to make football teams more inclusive.
Nice grab.
And women's coming to the club has certainly done that. Get rid of that blokiness. Kick comes out. Just goes over the top of Barker. Wheeler with some run into the pocket, diving. Well, she's taken him above her head, and now she's taken him near the couch grass.
Didn't Jonathan Brown wear number 16? I think he was.
You know what? I'm a Brisbane sport. I got no idea. Jero would know. He knows all the numbers.
Get it up, Jero. Look at that. That's class.
Yeah. That's all you can say.
Use the breeze. Bit of left to right.
And it's going so well at the moment. She's not even getting a high five from anybody. There's the Move Food replay mark, and you can just see the anguish on the defender's face from Hobart. She's puffy in the oxygen, and all Bailey's do is slotting through sausage rolls for Lindisfarne.
In a situation like this, would you swap some of the backs down the forward if you're out there coaching? What would you do? What would you do, Aaron?
I had a chat to a junior coach earlier in the week.
Could see them
for an under 12s, and he was ropeable that they weren't going to potentially have a chance to win this week, so had a couple of players out. So I've got no idea what goes in the mind of a football coach. I feel like they're pretty competitive.
Percentage is important, though. We know that.
What is it? It was $1 million, wasn't it, for a couple of teams? Can you go more than $1 million? I don't think Sports TG could cope with that number. Half forward. Wobbles its way out and finds Doyle. She has some time. Good handle from Dog. Kicks into the pocket. The wisp of Lockley. Always energetic, always pacey. And I think that's a free kick to Hobart.
Umpire right there.
Yep, it's been good so far. And Hobart will release for now, up towards the flank. The captain, Morgan, nearly had it. Tackle without the football, I reckon. And she'll get a free kick.
That's an incorrect disposal.
Did not get a toe to it. Fair enough.
Yep.
Good call, Duff. And so they'll build up again here, Lindisfarne. All those forwards lining up for more goals. As it kicks to around 35 metres out. Nearly got into Bailey's hands. Whitford for Hobart just plonks herself on top of her. She wins a free kick. So one thing the girls have got better at throughout the last year is getting back off the person on the mark.
Yeah.
So often they'd have the football, either a free kick or a mark, and kind of stand there, just not understanding. You've got to get back off the mark, create some space, get some vision, allow you to find another option as Bailey knocks it over the boundary line. And she's at the moment being pressured by Kate Barker, who's in the leadership group for Hobart as well. There's that looking across the ground here with the deciduous trees and a couple of deciduous gum trees, but look at on the other side, that might be dead. Kick out and out of the boundary line. You're actually not allowed to do any change of the ground or grassage. The Hobart City Council meant to keep all natural here.
How do you do that when you're playing footy?
No, I'm talking about the surrounds here, Duff.
Okay.
Of the domain. And that's kicked into the forward pocket. Hajek has the ball. She's already kicked one. She's had a couple of opportunities. And I reckon she's odds on to kick another here. Left forward pocket. The camera is on her at the moment. She's going to take her time and line up for another goal for Lindisfarne. She's going the torp.
Looks like she's going to kick it around the corner.
This looks interesting. I like the look of it. Now, at the last minute she turns. It's effective.
What would we know?
No, I know nothing. That's a good technique. You know what? She actually, the drop of the ball in the very last moment of contact, the technique was excellent.
Right.
So, Jasmine Hajak, she knew exactly what she was doing. She fooled us here. And this may be the new technique going forward in the 2020 season. Just see the turn there. It's a lovely drop. And it all aligned. If anyone's a fan of golf, Bubba Watson is the man who's got all sorts of stuff going on, but on contact, the club is face square onto the ball. So it doesn't matter what happens prior, as long as
What are you
it's all
talking
good.
about golf for, Peachy?
Just trying to create a little bit of a narrative. It's called an analogy, Duff.
We know you're a sports junkie.
I am a sports
Didn't
junkie.
you work for the Australian Sports
I
Commission?
worked for Sport Australia for 12 years. I worked with a lot of clubs and a lot of sports, and yeah, I'm unfortunately an absolute sport nuff. The more amateurish the sport, the better, and I can tell you my golf is amateurish. Up to half forward. Tell you what's not amateurish, it's Georgie Bailey. No payment for players this year, but she deserves something after this game. Oh, just nearly had it and then lost it, Reed. And then she gets the kick away. Hobart defend for now. They get it out of that half, defensive half. Kicks it up forward. Nearly a mark taken. Running past again was Fish. Just popped forward by the captain. Lockley handballs out wide. Running opportunity. Left forward pocket.
No.
Play of the day. Exquisite football. Exquisite celebration. And they are having a field day here at the TCA ground. Another absolutely brilliant goal. And Norquay off half back. You're going to see her here on the mid-feed replay. It was a great handball by Lockley. Look at that finish by Norquay. And that sign and that sound. It's 3/4 time here on Duff TV. And the scoreboard brought to you by JMC has Lindisfarne 15-12, 102. And unfortunately, nothing doing for Hobart as the Hobart senior team, as they are to do, the senior or the next team is allowed to come on the ground, have a run around as long as there's no fans. But it's the women's football first. And the goal kickers, Karen Clark with 4. Georgie Bailey's got now up towards the dozen. Mather's in there, Fisher's got multiples, Jasmine Hajak's got a couple, and that last goal, it was a specky from Rebecca Norquay on the run, right on the siren. And the scoreboard is significant as Lindisfarne also warming up. We've got about 40 minutes until the senior team's on, but we've got the women's game last quarter coming up. Don't go anywhere. Back here on Duff TV soon.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Pipe down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but Bisley Workwear, we've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Don't do it to impress your mates. Do it to impress yourself. Outrun your shadow. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Drive to the edge of the map. And then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Pipe down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but Bisley Workwear, we've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Don't do it to impress your mates. Do it to impress yourself. Outrun your shadow. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Drive to the edge of the map. And then drive further.
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.
Pipe down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but Bisley Workwear, we've got you covered.
Last quarter action, and the signal goes up, and we're away. So let's see if Hobart can get a score in this last quarter. Let's see how many goals Georgie Bailey can get.
How many she got
Tyler,
now?
Well, I actually had it down at 5, but I feel like I've missed one, and she's either got 5 or 6. So in all the excitement of crossing off little numbers next to her name, I'm pretty sure it's 5, but it could be 6 as Lindisfarne out of the middle. Up to half forward. Gee, that's a good mark. Norquay again, who kicked that wonderful goal on the 3/4 time siren, now showing the skills with the ball above her head. Into the forward 50. Johnson. Now some run for Hobart. There's Tyler thrown off the football. Over the shoulder, not called by the umpire. That was Cook's left shoulder. Towards the pocket again, Norquay. Turns it around. Kicks it to a spot. Mather at the back. Mather can't mark it. Out of bounds.
So we have an award at the end of each SFL game, Peachy, this year.
Yep.
It's the ID Clothing Man of the Match. So we'll get you to start thinking through who you think is going to be that player.
Do I get to choose, do I?
You get to choose.
Is that I never get to choose anything. Unbelievable. Choosing baby names at the moment. I've got there's apparently an app at the moment. You can help you choose baby names. We both have it. Both my partner and Aaron have the app, and we swipe on names we like, and we both have a match, a bit like Tinder. You then choose that name for your baby. Isn't that ridiculous? Anyway, I think I've got an idea. There's probably a couple of players that are stand out at the moment for Lindisfarne. Kick comes out. One of those players might be going into again in a minute. Looks like Norquay leading up for the football. No, in fact, it's not her. It's the captain. Sward gets knocked off it. Good thump in then by Cronley for Hobart. And the umpire will do it again.
So you haven't chosen a baby name yet?
Oh. Well, we've got a couple of options. We don't know the sex yet. We've got a couple of weeks.
Jerry be one.
Jared.
No,
hasn't come up on the list so far.
Yeah, that's a bit 70s, isn't it?
No, I am from the 70s. No, maybe a retro name. So, anyway, back to the football here. No one wants to know about choice of baby names for me.
I thought I was pretty innovative. Jack, you know.
Jack and Ben. It was the 90s, mate. Kick into the pocket. Just goes past the hands. Unfortunate. Handball out. Dangerous spot. Chappelle's in there. She's on her knees. I think she's had a tough day in the office. She's got her leg tangled up a little bit with her own teammate. The other players had a tough day in the office is Sonia Burridge. And they've worked their socks off, literally. Both their socks are right down here towards their ankles at the moment. That's how hard they've worked. And they've done a fine job in defence for Hobart. And we're just trying to work out what's going on.
Umpire doing the right thing here, just saying it's actually a ball
up. Fantastic. And I rate that from the umpire, just giving a lot of information and just describing what's meant to occur and maybe the starting positions, because it can be quite technical at times, umpiring. So well done to that. I know that's certainly the style they're trying to do. Nearly a scoop pass. Now, look out. She snapped him. She's kicked him from everywhere. Didn't quite get forward. Close enough towards goal. Tapped by Norquay. Might get a chance again. Steals it. Kicks a beauty.
Oh.
I tell you what, Rebecca Norquay has had 7 minutes of some of the most scintillating football you would see. She's kicked a goal on the run. She's pickpocketed that one. And she's found a goal on the Mood Food replay. We'll see the handball out. So first to the entry by Karen Clark. And we'll see Norquay on the edge of this one. Here she comes. Look at this pickup. Taps it first, but she gets it again. There. Boom. Pickpocket. Goal. Like a little street urchin in middle-aged London in a Charles Dickens novel. She just pickpocketed that one out of nowhere. And she's kicked a goal. That was a ripper. My favourite play so far today.
Gee, how's that out of the ruck? Bang down the centre half forward.
Norquay again. Handballs over her head. You're trying to find there's a few bit of changes of players. And one of those is Ennis for Lindisfarne. And we'll have a throw up. We're not far away from Rat and the Hobart. We call them the Hobart Blues because of all the... No, that's unfair, isn't it? Bit cheeky. Well, obviously Richmond Football Club aren't playing as Karen Clark has another shot on goal. We'll stick to the action here at the moment in the SFLW. Tackle lay. Chappelle's in the action again. Look at the two players just dancing around that one as Karen Clark comes in and says, I want the football. Should be free kick here to Hobart. And Chappelle's has it. Got a big right boot. Got a fair bit of that one. Tries to get into Cronley. Maybe didn't dispose of it, and that's often the case. It's really hard when you're trying to get rid of it. And Ella Cook will have it. She'll just knock the ball out. She's trying to find Bailey. Bailey couldn't get it. Bailey has a very much smaller opponent on her and she's given away a free kick, and straight away she's owned up and put hands in the air and said, yeah, that was me.
How did we go with that stat on Jonathan Brown, number 16? Did we come up with the goods there?
No.
Hey?
No, we don't need to compare it, do we?
Oh. I thought it was just
there's too much going on here on Dub TV.
It was just an interesting topic, that's all.
I'm hand sanitising everyone that moves. I saw a little bug here in the moment. He got splashed with a bit of the antibacterial hand gel. We've just got to keep ourselves in check. As Morgan Sword has it again. She loads it up into the half forward.
We do need to make an effort to get a name on the umpires because I just think they've been excellent.
They've been fabulous. Yeah, no, look, you're right. And in the new era of community football, there's very rarely programs. And it's just another resource that there's volunteers and also costs a lot of money. So programs aren't around. In the old days, you get the program, you had to read the umpires, which is awesome as a spectator because you can insult the umpire to their Christian name, which I always find nice. As Brandon McDonald looked like she was just taken over her shoulder. She's probably been the top 2 or 3 for Hobart. She's worked her socks off as well. In that back half for Hobart, she's had certainly a lot of work to do, and a few Hobart defenders might have sore necks because there's been a lot of goals kicked over their head. Thrown again. Ruck contest, left forward pocket. And a blow of the whistle. And a free kick here in defence for Hobart. Let's see if they can get one forward here and get a score. High in the air, up to half forward. Just gone off the side of a boot and fallen into the hands of Scott. Scott plays on. Good play from her. She had no one in the mark, and then she realised, oh, I've got to kick the ball. That's a good kick. And it's just taken just out in front of herself. As Cook again. She's moved into the forward line. She looks dangerous. Kicks up to half forward. It goes over Norquay's head. She can't pick it. Great tackle laid by Roxanne Tyler. And she deserves a free kick. And she looks fairly slight compared to some of the other players on the ground, but I reckon pound for pound, strength-wise, she's probably the strongest. Kicks it out. Wheeler in there. Goes past her. Nearly to Johnson. Goes back it again. Tyler just falls out of her hands. Popped through was Ennis. Ennis again. Now it's worked into Norquay. Missed to the left.
She's an opportunist.
Oh, unbelievable. And obviously, I don't know, they certainly in certain levels of football, players, as Jodie May's having a break, they do have tagging, but there's no one being tagged at the moment out there. I don't think so. Norquay would take some work to keep running with her. She's covering some distance. That's a good mark. There's Danielle Woolley. Takes it on her left shoulder, looks upfield, bouncy run, drops onto a boot. She's trying to find Barker. Barker goes again. Works hard to get the football. Not a lot of space for her to work in. Tap goes forward. And it's got to Wheeler. She throws it out. Now it's kicked towards the forward 50 again. Look out Norquay. Not Norquay on this occasion. It's Hudson. Kicks towards goal. Scott at the back. And that's another for Lindisfarne. I just wonder at the last minute there, and we'll see in the Mood Food replays, Karen Clark, did she get a bit of shoe on that? But if not, we'll give it down to Hudson. Let's see in a replay. This Hudson's kick there. I think looked like nearly a hand on there. No, it was. No hand on there at all. I think for a moment, Renee thought she had a little hand on it, but it's a goal. And they've continued their march on towards well past 100. 17-14. 116. And the Tigers still on the 0.
Whoop, wrong way.
Oops-a-daisy. Good kick, though.
We've all done that.
Is that clearance go? I played basketball more than football, and I did run the one way and do a layup once. Felt like a tit. Comes forward again. Sword. Kicks towards goal. She's going to get in the party. It's party time. Unfortunately, it went to the left. And a minor score. Yeah, it's not that... It's, you know, I reckon you see it probably in even senior football and players that have played lots of football going the wrong direction. It's not uncommon.
I think we saw it in the AFL last year a couple of times.
Yeah, I think I saw it at least twice. Fish! Is that a goal out of the ruck contest? Yes! So, the game has lost a little bit of fizz. The can of Coke's been left out in the sun just that little bit too long. But there's still plenty in it for both these teams. As we'll just try and get to see who that one wasn't. I think that might have been Hudson, actually. Does she kick 2 goals in a minute here? We'll make sure we get a check on that one again. As we see in the Mood Food replay, just over the back of this one, very difficult to see. She's only got a 3 on there. There's a few 3s. Apologies, we'll get that one in a minute to see if that was Hudson's second goal in this last quarter. And the scoreboard tracks its way up. At the JMC scoreboard, 18-15. That is some big numbers, and that's only going to increase with Hobart kicking 1 goal 1. I think it was 1 goal 1 last week against University, and Lindisfarne having a victory in their game will certainly boost their percentage. And a big thank you to EOS Property and ID Clothing, the sponsors of the Southern Footy League. And I can tell you there's a few sponsors that are left football clubs and also competitions associations around Australia due to the fact that they're struggling also in lockdown and pandemic and with reduced capacity to make earnings. So I really think that they've stayed on here and supported community football. Kick goes out. Can we see a little dash on here from Hobart? Scott in the best position for Lindisfarne. She has some moments to pick it up. She's got some pressure from Warren. Kick goes up to half forward. Ball's just spilled out of hands. Unfortunately, just running onto that one was Langford for Hobart. She had it. They had a couple of players on the outside. Goes in again. Reed nearly got it. It's bouncing off a teammate. Is Morgan Sward again. She's had a lot of the football. She goes again onto her knees. Gets up. Taps it out. Racing in there is Roxanne Tyler. And the umpire will have a break here and give them a break. There's only a few minutes left here in this. And we're certainly going to go and find the player of the match, so don't go anywhere. And then the men's game coming up here on Duff TV. Probably another throw-up. No, it's going to be a free kick for incorrect disposal. Kicks into the half forward. Look who it is again. Norquay's making a run for player on the ground. She quickly plays on. Lockerly runs around, straightens up. The ball didn't straighten up though. It's still a chance though. It's into the left forward pocket. Look out for the dangerous Clark. She's on her knees and she holds it in and we'll have a ball up. So hands up here. Norquay in the ruck. Coming in to compete against her is Barker. She gets her left hand onto it. Snap in the pocket. Clark does it again. Classy. We mentioned earlier that she was elusive. She knows where the drop of the ball is going to be. She can understand the oval bag of win and she's snapped one here in the move food replay. We'll see. She's on the left-hand side here of this contest, Clark. Tap comes in straight into her hands. Classic football roving. It's been a day out here and there's some of the sponsors from the Hobart Football Club. Thanks to all those once again. Sticking with your club, stick with your team, helping community football. Get going. Fish with her right fist, smashes into the football. Manning bumped off it. Hobart now. Did she get a boot to it? No, the umpire said you didn't. Free kick here to Clark. Clark with the left boot. Wobbly ball, looking for Norquay. Lockerly, another chance for her with some space. Left pocket, Lockerly's kicked it. Enjoys the celebration. Don't worry about the social distancing, ladies. When you kick a goal like that, celebrate away. We'll just see here. She picks it up, gets around one, had another one chasing up. She had some pressure from Cooper. She's got some speed and was able to straighten down the railway and dob a goal.
Genuine pace, isn't it?
Does help, doesn't it? Yeah, in any sport, obviously pace, but she can also got a good technique and makes good decisions. Put those three together and it's pretty lethal. Fish, another ruck contest won by her. Come on, Hobart, let's see one go forward. Just tapping that one on is Alexander. Tyler. Defensive mark taken. The defenders haven't had to do too much. It's Scott. Crosses the ball out. Uses a bit of lateral ball movement. She might get it back again. No, going along up the lines, a signal. Right in front of us here in the commentary side of the ground. Lots of call. Yep, all yours. And that's a good call. That's a good tackle. And a push in the back. Not quite a good tackle. Just in the last minute, just pushing her opponent forward. Dying moments in this game. There's a signal to indicate it's all over. Lindisfarne have done the journey and they've done some service on Hobart. 2015, 135. Hobart 0-0-0. Goals galore. Karen Clark, Georgie Bailey, all got the big bags. And then multitudes, Jasmine Hudjuk. We think Hudson got a couple. Fish was involved. Jodie Mather early kicked a couple. Norquay was outstanding. She seemed everywhere in that last quarter. They had plenty of winners. Better players for Lindisfarne are those players that we mentioned. Mandy Fish was outstanding in the ruck. She had so much support from Georgie Bailey, who moved forward and back. Rebecca Norquay was dominant in that last quarter.
Player of the match?
I don't want to announce it yet, do I, Duff? I do have it, but
okay.
We'll just talk through Hobart first to ensure that they get a little bit of coverage. Really good defensive work from Brown and McDonald in the back line. Roxanne Tyler worked really hard all day. She kept getting to contest.
Look at this.
She was trying to work it through, and there's some commiseration for the Hobart players. There's a hand around there, Sonia Burridge. She played a good game, Sonia. Found a Langford was really good in the middle and moved through the ground. But in the end, it was just too much hard work for Hobart in the SFL. They're going to come together. We're going to go down and find out who is player of the match. Don't go anywhere. We've got Rat, the new coach of Hobart. Daniel Willings on the bench for once. And Big Cass is going to take out the Lindisfarne Two Blued men's. We're going to find out who's the winner of the player of the match. Don't go anywhere here. Back soon on Duff TV. Awesome. So I'll give you that one. It'll be fairly short this week. Yeah, just 40 seconds. And then you can go and separate. Ready, mate?
Okay, so there you go.
Very exciting SFLW game. And we've got the player of the match here, Georgie Bailey from the Lindisfarne Blues Football Club. Georgie, well done to you.
Thank you.
Now, Georgie, we've got a hat here. There we go. Very daintily placed on the side of your head. Now, Georgie, you've come from Claremont into the Lindisfarne Lady Blues.
Yep.
What's been the motivation for you to come across to this team?
The culture of the club and the coaching.
What's good about it? What's good about the coaching? Give me a bit of a pump up because they had a big game
It's
today.
my third season. I'm still learning each game, and we all get around each other.
So 5 goals today. You're getting from everywhere. You had a couple opportunities to kick, probably a few more as well.
Yep.
Do you have a lot of practice in your goal kicking because it looked very good?
Yeah, I have. It's something I've been working on.
So where next for you with your football?
Just stick around Lindisfarne and see where it takes us.
And now today's game, obviously a big win, but obviously you're going to have some tougher games. University looks really good this
Yep.
year. What are the other clubs that you might need to look out for on the SFLW?
I reckon Claremont. They've picked up a lot of TSL players.
And that's a club that you know really well.
Yeah, I
Claremont
played 2 seasons with them last year.
So
and the year
potentially
before.
Claremont could be a team to look for.
Yep.
You were fantastic. We loved you here on Duff TV. Congratulations. ID
Thank you.
Clothing, player of the match.
Thank you.
Awesome work. And you get the
Are you thinking of selling your home? We have buyers ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. H are looking for a 2 to 3 bedroom home in the northern suburbs. They would love a lock-up garage and a fairly level block. They have up to $550,000 to spend. If your home fits that description, call me, Alison Rogers at EIS Property.
up, mate.
Bit dusty there, buddy.